Have you ever considered how a single act of faith could shape the course of history? Welcome to the incredible journey of Moses, a tale that begins with an unusual floating basket on the River Nile. In the land of Egypt, a long, long time ago, there was a ruthless Pharaoh who feared the growing population of Hebrews. His paranoia led him to issue a cruel decree. Every newborn Hebrew boy was to be thrown into the Nile. In the midst of this horror, a Hebrew woman named Jochebed gave birth to a son. She saw that he was a special child and hid him for 3 months. But as he grew and became harder to conceal, Jochebed made a desperate choice. She crafted a basket, coated it with tar and pitch for waterproofing, nestled her son inside, and set it afloat on the River Nile. The basket, carrying its precious cargo, drifted along the river. It was spotted by none other than the Pharaoh's daughter while she was bathing. Moved by the crying infant, she decided to rescue him, unknowingly defying her father's cruel decree. She named the baby Moses, meaning drawn out of water, and raised him as her own in the royal palace. As Moses grew, he became aware of his Hebrew heritage and the suffering of his people. One day, witnessing an Egyptian beating a Hebrew, Moses intervened, killing the Egyptian. Fearful of the Pharaoh's wrath, Moses fled to the land of Midian. In Midian, Moses encountered a burning bush that, remarkably, was not consumed by the flames. From this bush, God spoke to Moses, commanding him to return to Egypt and lead the Hebrews out of slavery. Armed with divine power, including the ability to turn his staff into a snake and to bring about plagues, Moses confronted the Pharaoh. Despite the 10 devastating plagues inflicted on Egypt, the Pharaoh's heart remained hardened. It was only after the final plague, the death of every firstborn Egyptian, that the Pharaoh finally let the Hebrews go. But when the Pharaoh changed his mind and pursued them, Moses parted the Red Sea, allowing the Hebrews to cross, and then closed it again, drowning the pursuing Egyptian army. The journey of Moses is a tale of faith, courage, and divine intervention. A Hebrew baby set adrift on the Nile becomes a prince of Egypt, only to renounce his royal status and lead his people to freedom. This story's significance spans centuries, influencing multiple religions and cultures. It serves as a powerful reminder that oppressive regimes cannot last, and that liberation, though often a difficult and lengthy process, is always possible. It teaches us that sometimes the most extraordinary plans have the humblest beginnings. So, as we reflect on the story of Moses, we are reminded of the power of faith, the strength in standing up for what is right, and the potential for redemption and transformation that lies within us all. We learn that every life, even one that begins in a floating basket on the Nile, has the potential to change the world.